Mes amis, today for our superb journey through the culinary arts, we will explore something very special, the coloring agents, the E100s series. This is where we find our beautiful elements for giving our dishes a vibrant life. E100 Curcumin from the turmeric brings a delightful orange-yellow color perfect for pastries, sauces, and even our soups. Then there is E101 riboflavin or lactoflavin, the vitamin B2, a natural yellow-orange element for adding to our cheeses and fortifying our food. However, my friends, we must also recognize the synthetic ingredients. E102 tartrazine are common yellow-orange, often in soft drinks, cakes, and biscuits. E104 quinoline yellow, a synthetic greenish-yellow dye used with our smoked fish. E110 sunset yellow FC, orange yellow S, another synthetic yellow often used with E102. Now for the red elements. E122 azorubin, carmosine, another synthetic dye bringing red-purple color, perfect for our raspberry-flavored desserts. E123 amaranth, a synthetic red dye sometimes used in gravy mixes, meat patties, and blackcurrant drinks. And finally, E124 ponceau 4R cochineal red A, a synthetic red dye often used to bring back the beautiful color to our tinned strawberries, also in our jam, jelly, and ice cream, tomato soup, savory rice, cheesecake mix, and some meat products. This is where the color and artistry meet the culinary techniques to create the experience that I present to you each night. Incroyable, isn't it? E127 erythrocene, a synthetic coal tar dye, red in color, rich in mineral iodine. Regular component of glacé cherries, peach melba yogurt, vacuum-packed ham and pork, tinned strawberries, and certain flavors of chips and potato-based snacks. E128 Red 2G, a synthetic coal tar dye, red in color, now banned in many countries, including the EU and USA. E129 Allura Red AC, a coloring agent, used in drinks, baked goods, meat products, and sweets.
E131 Patent Blue V, coloring agent, used in some meat products. E132 Indigo Teen, Indigo Carmine, a synthetic coal tar dye, blue in color, added to gravy mix and certain meat products. E133 Brilliant Blue FCF, a synthetic coal tar dye, blue in color, often mixed with E102 to make green, bacon-flavored snacks. E140 Chlorophyll and chlorophyllenes, a naturally occurring green pigment found in plant leaves and stems, also manufactured, added to green vegetables to enhance their color. E141 Copper complexes of chlorophyll and chlorophyllenes, a more stable color obtained by a reaction between copper and manufactured chlorophyll, used to heighten the green color of products such as cucumber relish. E142 Green S, a synthetic coal tar dye, green in color, used to restore the expected green color to tinned peas. Also added to mint sauce, lemon or lime drinks and jellies. E150A, plain caramel, a commonly used brown color and flavoring agent made from the caramelization or burning of sugar by heat or chemicals. No ammonium or sulfite reactants. Used in soft drinks, gravy mix, brown bread, cakes, biscuits, malt vinegar, marmalade, and beef products. E150B, caustic sulfite caramel, coloring agent with sulfite reactant but no ammonium, used in tea, whiskey, and brandy. E150C, ammonia caramel, coloring agent with ammonium reactant but no sulfite, used to color soy sauce and beer. E150D, sulfite ammonia caramel, coloring agent with both sulfite and ammonium reactants, widely used for soft drinks. E151, brilliant black BN, black PN, a synthetic coal tar dye, black in color, used to darken fruit sauces. E153, vegetable carbon, a naturally black color obtained from burnt plant material, now often manufactured, added to concentrated fruit juices, preserves, and jellies. E155, brown HT, a synthetic coal tar dye, brown in color, various foods. E160, A through E, carotenoids, plant pigments derived from carrots, tomatoes, apricots, oranges, rosehip, and green leafy vegetables, now mostly manufactured, provide a range of colors from yellow to red. E160A, alpha, beta, and gamma carotenes. Beta carotene is a well-known substance that is converted by the body to vitamin A, orange in color, added to biscuits, cakes, margarine, creamed rice, cheese products, and certain soups. E160B, annatto, orange peach pigment naturally present in butter and cheese, used to give creamy color to creamed rice, coffee creamer, pastry, cheese, and cheese products. E160C, paprika extract, capsanthin, capsorubin, coloring agent, red, can be used to add color and flavor to various food products. E160D, lycopene, coloring agent, red, carotenoid, may be used in processed foods, beverages, and ketchup. E160E, beta-apocarotenal C30, apocarotenal, coloring agent, orange or red, carotenoid, sometimes used in processed cheese. E161B, lutein, coloring agent, yellow, orange, carotenoid, has been used as a chicken feed additive to promote yellow coloring of egg yolks. E161G, canthaxanthin, coloring agent, reddish orange, carotenoid, may be present in food and self-tanning products. E162, betanin, beetroot red, naturally occurring red-purple color in beetroots, may be added to oxtail soup. E163, anthocyanins, plant pigments with colors ranging from red to blue, naturally present in red cabbage and grapes, used in producing purple-colored beverages,
confectionaries, and jams.
E170, calcium carbonate, chalk, naturally occurring mineral, various functions, including acid regulator, firming agent, releasing agent, and nutrient. Added to white flour as a calcium supplement to replace the loss due to refining. Frequently an ingredient in bread and baked products. E171, titanium dioxide, coloring agent. Use no longer permitted in the EU and in Northern Ireland as of February 2022. E173, aluminum, coloring agent, silver gray, surface coating, for example for cake decoration or confectionery. E174, silver, coloring agent, may be used for silver surface coating. E175, gold, coloring agent, may be used for gold surface coating. Preservatives, mainly E200s. E number, name, description, examples of use. E200, sorbic acid, naturally occurring in some fruit but generally manufactured synthetically for use as a food preservative, commonly added to soft drinks, cheese spread, frozen pizza, and cakes. E202, potassium sorbate, a salt of sorbic acid, used to preserve glazed cherries. E210, benzoic acid, occurs naturally in cherry bark, raspberries, tea, anise, and cassia bark, but largely prepared synthetically for commercial use. Acts as a preservative and antioxidant, most frequently in fruit products, soft drinks, pickled produce, and salad dressings. E211, sodium benzoate, salt of benzoic acid, in bottled sauces. E212, potassium benzoate, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E213, calcium benzoate, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E214, ethyl parahydroxybenzoate, preservative, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E215, sodium ethyl parahydroxybenzoate, preservative, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E218, methyl parahydroxybenzoate, preservative, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E219, sodium methyl parahydroxybenzoate, preservative, salt of benzoic acid, as per benzoic acid E210. E220, sulfur dioxide, gas prepared chemically for use as a food preservative, flour improver, bleaching agent, and vitamin C stabilizer. Found in carbonated drinks, marmalade, glazed cherries, mixed peel, cakes, fruit-based products, and meat products. E221, sodium sulfite, preservative, may be used to prevent discoloration in dried fruit. E222, sodium hydrogen sulfite, synthetic preservative and bleaching agent, often added to wine and beer.
E222, sodium metabisulfite, synthetic preservative, added to sausages and some bottled sauces. E224, potassium metabisulfite, preservative, sometimes used to preserve beer, wine, and other fermented beverages. E226, calcium sulfite, preservative, banned in Australia. E227, calcium hydrogen sulfite, preservative, may be used in canned fruit and beer products. E228, potassium hydrogen sulfite, preservative, may be used in alcoholic beverages. E234, nisin, preservative, cheese and dairy products. E235, natamycin, preservative, cheese and sausages. E239, hexamethylene tetramine, preservative, cheese and fish products. E242, dimethyl dicarbonate, preservative, beverages. E243, ethyl lauroyl arginate, preservative, heat-treated meat products. E249, potassium nitrite, naturally occurring mineral used as a preservative and color fixative, used in cooked meats, sausages, and cured meats. E250, sodium nitrite, naturally occurring mineral, usually manufactured synthetically for use as a food preservative and color fixative, added to cooked meats, bacon, and pork sausages. E251, sodium nitrite, naturally occurring mineral, usually manufactured synthetically for use as a food preservative and color fixative, in cooked meats, bacon, ham, and cheese. E252, potassium nitrite, naturally occurring mineral, but more usually produced artificially from animal waste and vegetable material. One of the oldest and most effective preservatives for meat, also acts as a curing agent, found in cured and cooked meats and sausages. E280, propionic acid, fatty acid produced by animals in the process of digestion, but generally manufactured synthetically, added to baked goods, functions as a preservative. E281, sodium propionate, salt of propionic acid, added to baked goods. E282, calcium propionate, salt of propionic acid, found naturally in Swiss cheese, added to baked goods. E283, potassium propionate, salt of propionic acid, added to baked goods. E284, boric acid, preservative and acidity regulator, sometimes used in meat, fish, and dairy products. Other uses include antiseptic and insecticide. E285, sodium tetraborate, borax, preservative, sodium salt of boric acid, Ce284, sometimes used as caviar preservative, banned in some countries, including the United States. E1105, lysozyme, preservative, natural enzyme found in tears, saliva, blood, sweat, and breast milk, commercially purified from egg whites, infant nutrition products, cheese products.
Antioxidants, mainly E300s. E number, name, description, examples of use. E300, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, occurs naturally in fruit and vegetables, but is synthesized biologically. Acts as a preservative, antioxidant, meat color fixative, and flour improver. Also a vitamin. Found in fruit juices, bread, baked products, powdered mashed potatoes, and other products. E301, sodium ascorbate, salt of ascorbic acid, added to cured meats. E302, calcium ascorbate, salt of ascorbic acid, similar function to ascorbic acid, E300. E304, fatty acids ester of ascorbic acid,
salt of ascorbic acid, used in sausage and cured meats. E306 tocopherol, vitamin E, obtained from soybean oil, wheat germ, rice germ, cottonseed, maize, and green leaves. Used as an antioxidant and nutrient. Added to fats and oils. E307 alpha tocopherol, synthetic products of tocopherol with similar functions. See E306, added to fats and oils. E308 gamma tocopherol, synthetic products of tocopherol with similar functions. See E306, added to fats and oils. E309 delta tocopherol, synthetic products of tocopherol with similar functions. See E306, added to fats and oils. E310 propyl gallate, synthetically prepared antioxidant, added to fats and oils, found in fried foods, may give rise to a bitter taste. E315 erythrobic acid, antioxidant, processed meat and fish products. E316 sodium erythrobate, antioxidant, meat products. E319 tertiary butyl hydroquinone, TQBH, antioxidant, fats and oils. E320 butylated hydroxyanisone, BHA, antioxidant manufactured synthetically for use alone or with E280, E310, or E330. Often found in chips and other potato snacks, biscuits, pastry, bottled sauces, and fried foods. E321 butylated hydroxytoluene, BHT, synthetically prepared antioxidant, similar to butylated hydroxyanisole, E320. E392 extracts of rosemary, antioxidant, fat-based spreads. E586 hexyl resorcinol, antioxidant, shrimps and crustaceans.
Mes amis, welcome to an exquisite culinary adventure. We are diving into the delectable world of sweeteners, E400s and E900s. These E numbers are like the secret spaces in our chef's cabinet, each adding a unique touch to our creations. First up, we have E420, sorbitol, a sugar alcohol born from glucose. Its gentle embrace is slower than sugar, making it a wonderful choice for diabetic confectionery, preserves, biscuits, cakes, and soft drinks. But beware, too much may have a laxative effect, much like too rich a rosy sauce. Next, we have E421, mannitol, a gem from seaweed. It acts as a sweetener, emulsifier, anti-caking agent, and thickener, leaving its mark on confectionery and desserts. Then there is the E950 acesulfame K, a sweetener born for our low-calorie delights. And here comes E951 aspartame, a new artificial sweetener from protein origin, a perfect companion for artificial sweeteners, confectionery, ice cream, low-calorie desserts, and soft drinks. E952 cyclamic acid and its salts also sweeten our low-calorie delights. E953 isomalt stands tall with high temperature stability, making it an excellent choice for bakery products. E954 saccharin and its salts offer a calorie-free sweetener for low-calorie products, soft drinks, and confectionery. E955 sucralose
joins the sweetener party used in candy, breakfast bars, soft drinks, candied fruits, and more. E957, thaumatin, a natural plant protein, adds a touch of nature to our beverages, dairy products, and even chewing gum. E959, neohesperin, derived from citrus, brings a citrusy taste to desserts, dairy products, confectionery, and beverages. E960, steviol glycoside, a sweetener for our carbonated soft drinks, juice, tea, desserts, dairy products, and confectionery. E961, neotam, a similar sweetener to aspartame, enters the scene and widely used in many products. E962, salt of aspartame and acesulfame, is a low-calorie sweetener. E964, polyglycitol syrup, adds a touch of sweetness to our creations. E965, malitol, another naturally occurring sugar, enriches our confectionery, cakes, biscuits, puddings, desserts, soft drinks, and convenience foods. E966, lactitol, a synthetic sweetener derived from lactose, replaces bulk sweetener in our low-calorie foods. E967, xylitol, a sweetener used as a sugar substitute in confectionery, sweet sauces, liqueurs, jams, desserts, and other delights. E968, erythritol, made from carbohydrate fermentation, adds a touch of sweetness to our creations. E969, advantem, completes our sweetener journey, bringing its delectable touch to tabletop sweetener, confectionery, bubblegum, flavored drinks, and other delectable products.
Emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents, mainly E400s. E number, name, description, examples of use. E322, lecithins, type of fat or lipid compound found naturally in all living organisms, protective against cholesterol deposition. Egg yolk is a rich source of lecithins, but commercially, most is obtained from soya beans, used as an antioxidant and emulsifier. Found in chocolate and chocolate products, powdered milk, margarine, and potato snacks. E400, alginic acid, emulsifier, stabilizer, gelling agent, and thickener extracted from brown seaweed, frequently added to ice cream, instant desserts, and puddings. E401, sodium alginate, salt of alginic acid with similar functions. See E400, alginic acid. See E400, alginic acid. E402, potassium alginate, salt of alginic acid with similar functions. See E400, alginic acid. E403, ammonium alginate, salt of alginic acid with similar functions. See E400, alginic acid. E404, calcium alginate, salt of alginic acid with similar functions. See E400, alginic acid. E405, propane 1,2-diol alginate, propylene glycol alginate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent, ester made from alginic acid E400 and propylene glycol E1520. E406, agar, naturally occurring gum extracted from seaweeds, not digested, so acts as a source of dietary fiber, also acts as a stabilizer and gelling agent, used in tinned ham, meat glazes, and in ice cream. E470, carrageenan, Irish moss, gum naturally present in red seaweed, used as an emulsifier, stabilizer, and gelling agent, found in ice cream, alternative to gelatin.
E470A, processed Euphiema seaweed, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E410, locust bean gum, carob gum, natural extract from the carob tree seed, similar to E407. Added to ice cream and soups, carob is a non-caffeine containing substitute for cocoa and chocolate, used in beverages, confectionery, and baked products. E412, guar gum, cluster bean gum, naturally occurring seed gum from a tree of the pea family, used as a thickener and stabilizer, added to bottled sauces, soup, ice cream, and frozen desserts. E413, tragacanth, natural gum obtained from a tree of the pea family, used as a stabilizer, emulsifier, and thickener, used to prevent crystallization of sugar, similar to E412 and in confectionery. E414, acacia gum, gum arabic, similar to E413. E415, xanthan gum, made from fermentation of carbohydrates by bacteria, used as an emulsifier, stabilizer, and thickener, added to ice cream and bottled sauces. E416, carrageenan gum, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E417, terra gum, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E418, gellan gum, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E425, konjac, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E426, soybean hemicellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E427, cassia gum, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent.
E432, polyexethylene sorbitan monolorate, polysorbate 20, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E433, polyexethylene sorbitan monoolate, polysorbate 80, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E434, polyexethylene sorbitan monopalmitate, polysorbate 40, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E436, polyexethylene sorbitan tristerate, polysorbate 65, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E440A, pectin, occurs naturally in fruits, roots, and stems of plants, used as a stabilizer and gelling agent, added to preserves, jellies, and mint sauce. E440B, amidated pectin, chemically treated pectin used as an emulsifier and gelling agent, preserves, and jellies. E442, ammonium phosphatide, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E444, sucrose acetate isobutyrate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E445, glycerol esters of wood rosins, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E460, cellulose, fibrous part of plant cell walls used as a bulking agent, used in high-fiber bread and low-calorie products. E461, methyl cellulose, derived from cellulose with similar properties, used in slimming foods. E462, ethyl cellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E463, hydroxypropyl cellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E464, hydroxymethylcellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E465, ethylmethylcellulose, derived from cellulose with similar properties, added to fruitcake and bottled sauces. E466, carboxymethylcellulose, derived from cellulose with similar properties, used in ice cream, cream products, and cheesecake mix. E468, cross-linked sodium carboxymethylcellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E469, enzymatically hydrolyzed carboxymethylcellulose, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E470A, sodium, potassium, and calcium salts of fatty acids, synthetically manufactured emulsifiers, stabilizers, and anti-caking agents, crisps, and potato snacks. E470B, magnesium salts of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E471, mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, normal products of fat digestion, but are prepared synthetically, frequently added to powdered milk, packet soup, cake, crisps, potato snacks, bread, baked products, and margarine. E472A, acetic acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E472B, lactic acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E472C, citric acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E472D, tartaric acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E472E, monoacetyl tartaric acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E472F, mixed acetic and tartaric acid esters of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E473, sucrose esters of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E474, sucroglycerides, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E475, polyglycerol esters of fatty acids, synthetic product of E471, used as an emulsifier and stabilizer, puddings and packet cheesecakes. E476, polyglycerol polyresinolate, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E477, propane 1,2-diol esters of fatty acids, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, and gelling agents. E479B, thermally oxidized soybean oil interacted with mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E4811, sodium stearoyl 2-lactylate, prepared synthetically from lactic acid, used as a stabilizer and emulsifier, potato snacks. E482, calcium stearoyl 2-lactylate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E483, stearyl tartarate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E491, sorbitan monosterate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E492, sorbitan tristerate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E493, sorbitan monolorate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E494, sorbitan monooleate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E495, sorbitan monopalmitate, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent. E1103, invertase, emulsifier, stabilizer, thickener, and gelling agent.
Mes amis, but with that, let us pause and appreciate some food additives. First, we have E260, acetic acid, a natural component of vinegar, but generally manufactured from wood, used as a preservative, acid, or color diluent, found in pickles, bottled sauces, and chutneys. E261, potassium acetate, a flavoring agent, preservative, and acidity regulator. Potassium salt of acetic acid, E260, used as flavoring agent in snack foods such as potato chips, vinegar taste, also used in potassium supplements. E262, sodium acetate, a flavoring agent, preservative, and acid. Sodium salt of acetic acid, E260. Salt and vinegar chip flavoring, among other uses. E263, calcium acetate, a flavoring agent, preservative, and acid. Calcium salt of acetic acid, E260. E270, lactic acid, produced by fermentation of lactose, the sugar present in milk. Occurs naturally in soured milk and yogurt. Acts as a preservative, acid, flavor, and assists the action of antioxidants. Widely used in salad dressings, cakes, biscuits, confectionery, and certain types of prepared meat dishes. E290, carbon dioxide, gas present in air but produced synthetically for food, adds the fizz to fizzy drinks, carbonation. Also used as a coolant, freezant, propellant, preservative, and packaging gas. Carbonated drinks. E296, malic acid, flavoring agent, acidity regulator, color stabilizer. E297, fumaric acid, prepared synthetically as an acid flavor, baked products. E325, sodium lactate, preservative, acidity regulator, and bulking agent. E326, potassium lactate, preservative, meat and poultry products. E327, calcium lactate, firming agent, flavoring agent, thickener, stabilizer, antioxidant. Used in fruit and vegetable processing, may be used in calcium supplements. E330, citric acid, lemon salt, acidity regulator, preservative, commonly used in canned foods, snacks, ice creams, soft drinks. E331, sodium citrates, preservatives, flavoring agents, emulsifiers, sodium salt of citric acid, E330. E332, potassium citrates, acidity regulators, flavoring agents, potassium salt of citric acid, E330.
as well as food additive, may be used to treat kidney stones.
E355, sodium tartrates, acidity regulators, stabilizers, sodium salts of tartaric acid, E334, binding agent in jellies, margarine, and sausage casings. E336, potassium tartrates, acidity regulators, stabilizers, potassium salts of tartaric acid, E334. Potassium bitartrate equals cream of tartar. E337, sodium potassium tartrates, acidity regulators, stabilizers, double salts of tartaric acid, E334. E338, phosphoric acid, acid, flavoring, soft drinks, jams. E339, sodium phosphates, acidity regulator, thickener, emulsifier, sodium salt of phosphoric acid, E338, found in meat, cheese, and baked products. E341, calcium phosphates, anti-caking agent, emulsifier, stabilizer, acidity regulator, calcium salt of phosphoric acid, E338, used to prevent lumps in powdered foods, also used in some nutritional supplements. E343, magnesium phosphates, acidity regulator, anti-caking agent, stabilizer, found in salt substitutes. E350, sodium malate, acidity regulator, flavoring agent, sodium salt of malic acid, E296. E351, potassium malate, acidity regulator, antioxidant, flavoring agent, potassium salt of malic acid, E296. E352, calcium malate, acidity regulator, flavoring agent, thickening agent, calcium salt of malic acid, E296. E353, metatartaric acid, acidity regulator, used in wine production. E354, calcium tartrate, preservative and acidity regulator, calcium salt of tartaric acid, E334. E355, adipic acid, acidity regulator, flavoring and raising agent, naturally present in beets and sugar cane, used in baking powders, fizzy drinks, and drink mixes. E356, sodium adipate, sodium salt of adipic acid. E357, potassium adipate, potassium salt of adipic acid. E363, succinic acid, acidity regulator, flavoring, fragrance. E380, triammonium citrate, acid regulator, buffer, emulsifier, ammonium salt of citric acid. E385, calcium disodium ethylene diamine tetraacetate, calcium disodium EDTA, preservative, antioxidant, canned foods, soft drinks.
E422, glycerol, added with a delicate touch as a flavor enhancer and sweetener, found in our baked goods and confectionery. E423, octanyl succinic acid modified gum arabic, an emulsifier, ensuring the incredible texture in our processed meats and cheeses. E450, diphosphates, a versatile set of salts acting as acid regulators, emulsifiers, found across many of our creations. E451, triphosphates, preservatives, emulsifiers, stabilizers, a harmonious blend of potassium and sodium triphosphates in many of our dishes. E452, polyphosphates, stabilizers, emulsifiers, ensuring the unique character of our dishes. E459, beta-cyclodextrin, a flavoring agent delicately integrated into our dry mixes, cereal, and other artisanal products. E500, sodium carbonate, a key element for perfect acidity regulation, stabilizing and raising our baking. E501, potassium carbonate, more than just a stabilizer, it's an essential raising agent in our baking. E503, ammonium carbonate, specifically chosen for our flat-baked goods like crackers and cookies, ensuring the perfect texture. E504, magnesium carbonate, a coloring agent and anti-caking agent precisely used in our salts, icing sugar, and dry mixes. E507, hydrochloric acid, used with precision in our syrup production. E508, potassium chloride, a flavoring agent and thickener, offering a sodium-free salt alternative. E509, calcium chloride, vital for preserving, stabilizing, and firming our ingredients across various food products. E511, magnesium chloride, a stabilizer used with precision in our tofu preparation from soy milk. E512, stannous chloride, an antioxidant and color retention agent, ensuring the vibrancy of our canned and bottled goods. E513, sulfuric acid, a key acid regulator, essential in beer preparation and dairy products. E514, sodium sulfate, a stabilizer and anti-caking agent, enhancing the experience of our beer, biscuits, confectionery, and chewing gum. E515, potassium sulfate, an invaluable acid regulator and anti-caking agent, offering a sodium salt alternative and being a key component in our beer production. E516, calcium sulfate, a firming agent and buffer, essential for our soy products and tofu. E517, ammonium sulfate, a dough conditioner and acid regulator, essential in our baking products. E520, aluminium sulfate, an aluminium salt of sulfuric acid, essential in our beer brewing. E521, aluminium sodium sulfate, an acid regulator and bleaching agent, enhancing our flour, cheese, and confectionery. E522, aluminium potassium sulfate, playing a key role in our baking products. E523, aluminium ammonium sulfate, being a stabilizer and acid regulator in our baking products. E524, sodium hydroxide, an acid regulator precisely used in our baking, chocolate, cocoa, fruit, and olive processing. E525, potassium hydroxide, serving as an acid regulator, stabilizer, and thickening agent. E526, calcium hydroxide, a key acid regulator and preservative, often used in our beer production, pretzel glazing, and vegetable processing. E527, ammonium hydroxide, an acid regulator in our baked goods, confectionery, and puddings. E528, magnesium hydroxide, a preservative, stabilizer, and firming agent, essential in our various food products. E529, calcium oxide, found in our baking products and sugar production as a raising agent. E530, magnesium oxide, a key anti-caking agent and acid regulator, essential in our powdered goods like milk powder,
and also used for relief of heartburn or reflux. E535, sodium ferrocyanide, found in table salt as an anti-caking agent. E536, potassium ferrocyanide, another anti-caking agent in our table salts. E538, calcium ferrocyanide, an anti-caking agent in table salts. E541, sodium aluminum phosphate, a synthetically prepared raising agent in our self-raising flour. Mes amis, enjoy the careful composition and exquisite balance that go into each of our dishes, a real masterpiece for your discerning palate.
Mes amis, today we have something truly exquisite. E551, silicon dioxide, silica. Derived from sand, it is used as an anti-caking agent, impossible to find in potato snacks. E552, calcium silicate, a salt of silicon dioxide with similar functions, also used as a glazing agent, acid regulator, releasing agent, and coating agent. It is found in chewing gum, meat pies, salt, and confectionery. E553, magnesium silicate and magnesium trisilicate, salt of silicon dioxide with similar functions. E553b, talc, anti-caking agent, bulking agent, glazing agent. E554, sodium aluminum silicate, anti-caking agent, used in salt and sugar products, egg mixes, flours, dried milk substitutes. E555, potassium aluminum silicate, anti-caking agent. E570, fatty acids, stearic acid, anti-caking agent, flavoring agent, baked products, chewing gum, confectionery, artificial sweeteners. E574, gluconic acid, acidity regulator. E575, glucono-delta-lacton, gluconolacton, acidity regulator, preservative, raising agent, tofu making, baked, meat and cheese products. E576, sodium gluconate, stabilizer, thickener, sequestrant, sodium salt of gluconic acid. E577, potassium gluconate, sequestrant, stabilizer, anti-caking, thickening agent, potassium salt of gluconic acid. E578, calcium gluconate, anti-caking agent, thickener, stabilizer, acidity regulator, calcium salt of gluconic acid. Health products, e.g., bodybuilding formulas, sports drinks, cereal, beverages, dietary supplements, calcium source. E579, ferrous gluconate, coloring agent, nutritional supplement, processing black olives, iron source for food fortification. E585, ferrous lactate, acidity regulator, flavoring, color retention agent, nutritional supplement, iron source for food fortification. E620, L-glutamic acid, naturally occurring amino acid obtained from protein, but generally manufactured by bacterial fermentation of carbohydrates, used as a flavor enhancer and salt substitute, used as a nutrient to increase protein values.
Mes amis, gonnets are more of the times just a flavor enhancer, but they are not necessarily bad. For example, the E621 monosodium glutamate comes naturally from seaweed, but can also be prepared chemically from sugar beet. It is a flavor enhancer of protein-rich foods. It is in meat, Chinese foods, packet convenience meals and snacks, dried products, crisps and potato snacks. The E622 monopotassium glutamate is similar to E621. The E623 calcium glutamate is also similar to E621. The E624 monoammonium glutamate is the ammonium salt of glutamic acid. The E625 magnesium diglutamate is also very similar. The E626 guanylic acid is more expensive additive. It may be found in snacks, packet soups, and instant noodles. The E627 disodium guanylate occurs naturally in sardines and yeast extract, but generally manufactured synthetically. It is used as a flavor enhancer, often added to crisps and other potato snacks, gravy granules, and pre-cooked dry rice. The E628 dipotassium guanylate is a flavor enhancer, potassium salt of guanylic acid. The E629 calcium guanylate is a flavor enhancer, calcium salt of guanylic acid. The E630 inosinic acid is a flavor enhancer. The E631 disodium inosinate is made from sardines and meat extract. It is similar to E627. The E632 dipotassium inosinate is a flavor enhancer. The E633 calcium inosinate is a flavor enhancer. The E634 calcium 5' ribonucleotides is a flavor enhancer, mainly used in low sodium, low salt products. The E635 sodium 5' ribonucleotide is a mixture of E627 and E631. It is added to crisps, potato snacks, and packet soups. The E640 glycine and its sodium salt is an amino acid used as flavor enhancer and sweetener, bread enhancer, also used in food supplements and protein drinks. The E614 L-leucine is a flavoring agent and amino acid. The E650 zinc acetate is a flavor enhancer. The E900 dimethyl polysilicone is an anti-foaming agent used in fats and oils. The E901 beeswax white and yellow is a glazing agent. The E903 carnauba wax is a glazing agent used in confectionery, fruit, nuts, chocolate, chewing gum, baked goods, and coffee beans.
E914 oxidized polyethylene. It is a glazing or coating agent. Fruit. E920 L-cysteine, an amino acid. It is a bread enhancer. E927B carbamide. E938 argon, packaging gas. E939 helium, packaging gas. E941 nitrogen, packaging gas. E942 nitrous oxide, aerosol spray propellant. E943A butane, aerosol spray propellant. E943B isobutane, aerosol spray propellant. E944 propane, aerosol spray propellant. E948 oxygen, packaging gas. E949 hydrogen, packaging gas. E999 quillia extract, stabilizer, surfactant, humectant in baked goods, soft drink foaming agent. E1200, polydextrose, naturally occurring sugar in grapes and corn, confectionery, cakes, biscuits, puddings, desserts, soft drinks, and convenience foods. E1201, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, PVP, stabilizer, emulsifier, thickener, food additive, and used in wine production. E1202, polyvinyl polypyrrolidone, PVPP, clarifying agent for beer, wine, and vinegar. E1203, polyvinyl alcohol, thickener, glazing agent, powdered desserts, confectionery, food supplements. E1204, pullulan, thickener, natural polysaccharide, edible decorating film in bakery products and confectionery, thickener in sauces and dressings. E1207, anionic methacrylate copolymer, glazing agent, coating agent. E1208, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, vinyl acetate copolymer. E1209, polyvinyl alcohol, polyethylene glycol graft copolymer, glazing agent, stabilizer. E1400, E1414, starches, generally of maize, corn, potato, wheat, or tapioca of origin, used to modify texture and stability. Sauces, chutneys, confectionery, desserts, meat, fish, dairy, and baked products. E1404, oxidized starch. E1410, monostarch phosphate, anti-caking agent, thickener, emulsifier, glazing agent. E1411, distarch phosphate, modified starch, fruit gels and cream fillings, baked goods. E1413, phosphated distarch phosphate, stabilizer while freezing and thawing, soups, sauces, frozen pies, etc. E1414, acetated distarch phosphate, stabilizer, emulsifier, oily foods. E1420, acetated starch, modified starch. E1422, acetated distarch adipate, thickening agent, sauces. E1440, hydroxyl propyl starch, modified starch. E1442, hydroxyl propyl distarch phosphate, modified starch. E1445, starch sodium octenyl succinate, emulsifier, modified starch. E1451, acetated oxidized starch. E1452, starch aluminum octenyl succinate, anti-caking, thickening, emulsifying, and glazing rolls. E1505, triethyl citrate, stabilizer, antioxidant, glazing agent, ester of citric acid, stabilizes. E1517, glyceryl diacetate, diacetine, solvent for other additives. E1518, glyceryl cliacetate, humectant, flavoring agent. E1520, propan 1,2-diol, propylene glycol, synthetic carrier for extracts, flavors, and spices, functions as a stabilizer and humectant. Miscellaneous foods. E1521, polyethylene glycol, coloring agent, emulsifier, flavoring, humectant.
Mes amis, bonsoir. Tonight, we are pleased to present a few exquisite additives. First up, we have arrowroot, a natural plant starch used as a thickening agent. It is delicious in glazes and jellies. Caffeine, also a naturally occurring flavoring agent, is used in energy drinks. Be careful as labeling rules apply. Calciferol, vitamin D, is generally extracted from yeast and used to fortify margarine. Chlorine dioxide, a synthetically prepared additive similar to chlorine, also used as a water purifier and oxidizing agent, is similar to chlorine and used in white flour, white bread, cakes, and puddings. Extenders, frequently a soybean product used to make meat go further, are used in meat products. Fructose, naturally occurring sugar present in fruit and honey, acts as a sweetener, is also used in miscellaneous foods. Gelatin, a protein extract from animal bones and tissue, used as a stabilizer and gelling agent, is used in jellies, glazes, and certain dessert products. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein, or HVP, produced chemically from raw protein, a flavor enhancer, is used in soups, gravy, and meat products. Invert sugar, a syrup of 50% glucose and 50% fructose, used as a humectant and sweetener, is used in confectionery and sweet products. Iodine, found in seafood, is added to salt. Lactose, sugar naturally present in milk, used as a humectant and sweetener, is used in infant formula. Niacin, or nicotinic acid, naturally occurring vitamin B group vitamin, added to fortify food, is used in breakfast cereals. Potassium bromate, an oxidizing agent, improver, and bleaching agent, manufactured synthetically, is added to flour and no longer approved in the EU. Sodium chloride, or salt, a naturally occurring mineral, acts as a preservative and flavor enhancer, is used in miscellaneous foods. Sucrose, from cane or beet sugar, preservative and sweetener, is available as molasses, granulated castor, icing, and demerara sugar. Thiamine, naturally occurring vitamin B1, generally manufactured synthetically, added to fortify food, is used in breakfast cereals. Vanillin, a naturally occurring flavoring, generally manufactured synthetically, is used in baked products. Incroyable,